Hi, hello, welcome to Unveiled, D&D live homebrew stream game thing. Uh, yeah, yeah. We're gonna do introductions. We're gonna do a recap, and then we're gonna play the game. It's gonna be great. Hi, Joff.
Good morning. Hi, sleepyhead. My name's Joff, and I play a character in this game. Have a good night. I was very prepared to do an intro. Back to you, Andy.
Hi, Tony.
Good evening, Andy. I'm not real sure from which field that came from, left or right. But what I do know is knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, go sit on a throne. Back to you.
Hi, Amador.
Oh, I'm not here. My brain is melting. Hi, I'm Amador. I play Argyle in this beautiful game. I'm an artificer. Thank you. Back to you, Andy.
Wonderful. What a wonderful intro. Hi, Emily.
Hello, I play Gerda, a damp, fungusy swamp rat with a proclivity for hacking things up and keeping them in my pocket.
That checks out. Hi, Chris.
This is Chris. And this is Tilvius the Centaur. And if I do this, it's same.
Yes.
Exactly the same.
We win the internet with our intros and outros. I'm sorry.
Everyone, please stick around for what is always an amazing outro. I shouldn't guarantee that.
The outros are normally better than the intros. They're normally
normally. I think
Cut to
people
the
are
outro.
delirious. You
Thanks
know, like
so much for showing
after
up. For
after like 2 or
Unveiled.
3 hours of D&D, I think people get delirious.
You know?
I am Dakota Orshiro. I'll be DMing this shit show.
Literally.
So last time, the last couple sessions we were here, we left Bridgestone to head back to Saris, both to get paid and to figure out what was going on. Along the way, we ran into people falling from the sky that were then turned into a skeleton. We ran into a strange forest, howling rocks, a necromancer, sketchy guards, and yeah. When we left off, we were just on the road back to Saris. So I'm gonna open up for the party here as the night. This is the night before you arrive back at Saris. As soon as the veil light bleeds in, you're gonna crest this hill and you'll be able to see the city proper. So this is the night before.
We got a long rest, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
you are
I
about
need
to
one
take a
bad.
long rest here. So this is that long rest after that necromancer fight.
Okay.
But
Long
I'll
rest.
open it for you. It is currently nighttime at the camp. You may do as you will. Is there anything you would like to do?
Just my nightly routine of picking the lock on my lockbox and then picking the locks of all the locks inside my lockbox.
I need to cast a thing so I can keep my thing.
You do need to get that.
You have
You know,
to.
I gotta keep. Oh, I do have two, don't I?
Yeah,
Do you have
skeleton
two
and a
spell
zombie.
slots?
I think you
Well,
can use one spell slot to keep
you-
up to.
I
4.
have
You picked up the
whatchamacallit. Wait a minute. What level is Anime Dead? It's 3rd level.
3.
Fuck. I would have to expend my use of fuck's it called? You
Arcane
get your spell
Recovery.
slots back. That's the one. But I could do it. But I'd have to do that and then long rest.
Fair enough.
Use this spell,
Understood.
reassert your control. Yeah, you can renew up to 4 creatures you have animated with one spell slot.
But I have to have cast it on them at least one time before I can start using it as a one cast hits 4 item, correct? So I had to use a slot to cast it on the second skelly, correct? Or the thing I wanted to make a skelly.
Yeah. To use when you used it on the necromancer to make a zombie, you used
Yes.
a spell slot. Yeah.
Yes. Which is why I needed to use arcane recovery to get my spell slots back.
To get that back. So
Yeah.
you can keep them alive.
So I did that. Now I have two. I have the necro guy, and I guess we're gonna call him Frank.
Yeah. Frank the Gith.
God.
Frank the Gith. I love this so much. I'm gonna turn in for the night. I've got nothing else to do.
Okay.
Well, before you turn in,
Oh, yeah.
Tobias is gonna come and like awkwardly horse kneel down next to you and say, "Okay, there's a bounty out on this necromancer," and I'll show the poster, the one I posted
Okay.
that we got.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll count if we turn him in while he's undead.
So does he need to die?
I think he needs to die again
Oh,
before we
okay.
can turn him into the knights.
Well-
Was it knights that gave us the wanted poster? I thought
Yes.
Yeah.
it was the
The
knights.
ones that rode by.
Yeah. So, and we know there's a night station.
So Tilvius, I'll make you a trade. It's really simple.
Okay.
Okay. The next time we get into a fight, I get to get my missing skelly back.
You're good. So if I kill this zombie and then we kill somebody else, you get to undead him.
Correct.
And I'm fine with that.
Deal.
Just don't do it,
Then-
or don't do it in public.
No, look. So I've learned a lot of things over our time together, even though it's only been, kind of a short while. But I just feel like I'm growing as getting into my adulthood and like learning real life things. And I feel like this is one of those, doing things in the right way, the right place. I may not always do that, but this time I'm going to try really hard just for you.
Okay. You don't always have to do the right thing at the right time. But
Well, like consider my
sometimes
ice
it's
knife.
better for
and
the amount of
fireball.
trouble it causes. Yeah.
Like I cast fireball. Like that. I don't have the spell slot for it, so it does nothing.
It does nothing. Your fireball
Yes,
is
I
very
will-
helpful at taking out all the undead. So
I like to be useful. I try not to be in the way all the time. I don't know how that's going, but we'll see how we get there.
all right. Well, deal as far as I'm concerned.
Perfect. I love it. And if he's done with me, then I will go back to like making my nighttime little cup of tea, and then I will be Betty bye. And my skeletons are just going to sit one at the foot and one at the head, and they're just going to like back to back each other and just kind of watch. That's it.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything tonight?
Nothing for me.
I'm just chilling, practicing my herbalism and maybe experimenting with the many fungi that I found in the Underdark.
Okay. Oh, the rest of the night
Mhm.
dies
You're
out. Do we set a watch? Just curious if we do.
Rusati will not be doing watch, at least not till the end. That's what my skeletons are for. In his mind.
I could take first watch. I'll do first watch.
Okay.
Do you want me to send Frank with you, Argyle?
No, I just needed just a moment to myself.
All right, suit yourself.
All right. First watch comes by. We'll use your passive here, as nothing of import really goes through. It's relatively quiet. In the distance, you hear just what sounds like hammers banging through the night. But that's all.
Okay.
Whoever takes second watch, if nobody does, we'll say it's Tilvius. Okay. Tilvius would take second watch. Much the same. Nothing really happening. Not even really the skittering of animals nearby, but that same like clang of hammers and nails and construction over the ridge. Third watch comes around. Rosati said he'd take it. So
I have
Rosati.
something I'd like to do.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Okay. I'm going to take my crew just a little ways away from camp, not like super far, just 20 feet or so. And just to 20, let's make it 30 feet. And I'm going to pop out just one single dancing light. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to start continuing to teach my skeletons the alphabet and numbers.
Okay.
To be fair, it is one skeleton and one zombie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach my brood, as it were.
Okay. I want two things from you, right?
You got it.
The first is an pure intelligence check for the skeleton and the zombie.
Ooh, okay. +0 or +1?
I think they're both +0. If
Perfect.
we're being nice, they probably
That's,
have like a -2. Or
negative. All right. So straight roll intelligence for both of them. All right. Here comes the first one. It's going to be great. Oh, that's actually really good. That's a 16.
Okay.
Pretty
I
decent.
would just
All right.
like to put out there that the stat block for a zombie has a -4 to intelligence.
That's what I thought.
That would be a 10. All right, here comes the roll for the next one. Let's see. Oh, natural 20.
Okay. Now make me an animal handling check. I think that about checks out.
All right, animal handling. You got to be shitting me, dude! I just double critted. I don't think I've ever done that.
Okay. So on a
Fucked
double
up.
on a double crit, and with the capacity for understanding that you didn't particularly see coming from this skeleton, the zombie, as you were trying to teach it things, mostly just kind of like sits there slack-jawed staring at you. You think that sometimes when you say a, because you're just teaching common, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You think sometimes when you say a, it goes and that's about the extent of as far as you get with that. When you say b, it still goes so that's where the zombie is. The skeleton, on the other hand, has no means to communicate other than like a clacking sound with its mouth. But as you lay out this alphabet, you see like garbled random letters. You see like C, F, K, Q written into the dirt with like a bony finger. They aren't connected. It's jarbled, but the letters are there.
That's all we can ask for here on one of the first times doing this. We'll get there. My teaching I would like to think that my process is coming together, but it's not quite there yet.
Yeah. Okay.
And my passive perception if something interesting is going to happen is a whopping 11.
The extent of important things is as Veil Light bleeds over and the rest of the party starts to stir, you hear hoofbeats in the distance coming towards you. And as you're watching and as everybody else kind of like cracks their eyes open at this sudden noise, horses come riding over the hill directly past you and just continue off into the distance. The people on the horseback, there were maybe 3 of them, all clad in like traveling robes with hoods up.
Could we make a perception check on their way by for more detail?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, I'm going to bed if this is a triple crit. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Good night.
Yeah? You got another one?
Wait,
Hey,
what?
it's me. It was me for a second.
It was you for a second.
I would love to just tell you that I'm fibbing the shit out of this role, but you all
Honestly?
have played with me long enough to know that I always roll like shit, and
Yeah.
this is fucked up. That was 3 natural 20s in a row on the same dice.
I think this is like the retribution for your shitty, or like karma for your shitty.
I am Will Wheaton 2.0, I swear to God. The gods,
Alright.
whatever.
So on a
Anyways,
nat 20,
it's a natural 20.
yeah,
I-
on a nat 20, as
Fucking
you
nuts.
were kind of like keeping a lookout for things going on, and they ride past, you catch the same like normal stirrups with the like the traveling robes and whatnot that look worn, but out of those like pouches and whatnot, and because you are so in tune magically, you catch that signature of magic drifting from their pouches.
Ooh.
You're not able to tell what, or you're not able to see what's inside, but you catch that faint aura.
Of magic?
Yeah.
What's the likelihood that I could have mage hand real quick and maybe tried to pluck one of those?
Probably not good.
Okay.
You could certainly try.
I shoot a very fast look at Tilvius and I give him a wink.
Tilvius has just woken up, and the first thing you
Yeah.
see is just Ruzati winking at you bright and early in the morning.
I'm not going to do it because I don't want to stop us from getting to Saris.
Hey, you could.
I totally could and fuck it up, and then everybody's going to jail, and you know.
I do love jail.
I do know how this goes, Dakota.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think it's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
But yeah, you guys stir in the morning. Veil light has bled here. The sky is kind of torn with that like reddish orange color, and it is morning.
Yeah, I'm going to click long rest.
Oh, I
Me
probably should
too.
too. I'm hurt.
Me 3.
Very hurt.
God, imagine being hurt. Couldn't be me.
Imagine. You know what?
Stop.
Shut your mouth. Shut
Stop
your
it.
mouth. I swear
Stop.
I'm going to put an iron golem or something against you, and it's just going to straight fist right down on top of you.
Like in real life?
Why are you so
Yeah.
mean to me?
If you are curious about this joke, check our Tuesday game.
Right. Come on over. You'll love it.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to do on this fine morning where nothing has ever gone wrong?
I want to go talk to Gerda. Good morning, Gerda. How are you today?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Hey, you know, I couldn't help but notice that, you know, a lot of nights and sometimes in the morning and kind of all the time, you love to mix and match and like do interesting things with the things you collect, like your herbs and your mushrooms and the things. I was wondering if you would like to work with me sometime on doing some kind of extract for my tea.
I would love that.
Perfect.
I think it's
All
a
right.
fruitful pairing.
I think it would be quite amazing. So the next time we get a chance, I would love to sit down and do that.
Could not agree more.
Cool. And I don't think I have prestidigitation, but fucking story-wise, this sounds cool. I'm just going to prestidigitate some druidcraft, whatever. Mushrooms.
I think you had just had a long rest.
Oh, okay. Then I could
I
have
think it's on level up actually that you can change them out, but whatever.
All right. Canonically, non-canonically, you now have more mushrooms.
Wonderful. We have quite the array then, because I have collected many a different strain and spore. I can almost
Perfect.
the mycelium.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
So, where are we going?
Into Saris. That is where we're going.
Oh, that's a good question. Tilvius, what do you think are the chances that we can disguise Frank and Vinny?
Well, we're gonna kill Vinny.
Right.
I think Frank, we just have him lie down in the wagon and like cover him with a blanket and say
I
that
mean,
our friend died, and we're just carrying him around until we can take him to his requested burial place. And just have him,
beautiful.
just order him not to move.
Beautiful. I have one request. If you're going to take out Vinny, could you please do it with me not having to watch?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go that way and take
Okay.
Frank, and I'm going to send Vinny over there behind that big tree. C'est la vie, Vinny. And I jump off.
Tell Vinny not to resist.
Vinny,
get in a fight.
we'll catch you next time. He's good. And me and Frank just kind of head off towards Saris down the road slowly.
All right. I will go back around behind the tree with Vinny and run my rapier through Temple out the other side. Get the brain.
I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
make
God.
you. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. You completely slaughter this zombie out back.
And I'll
You-
drag him back to the wagon. And then I take out my wanted poster and I compare. Does he still look enough like the wanted poster?
He looks as if he'd been in the ground for a solid 5 years.
Well, he's a necromancer.
Yeah, we can just say it's the necromantic powers. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
I like it.
Me too.
All right. You drag him back to camp. Yeah.
Nobody wake up Saris. Just let him sleep through this.
Saris is kind of curled up in a ball in the wagon.
Will he fit inside? Oh, I don't have one of those. Never mind. Continue, DM. Sorry.
No, you're not shoving it in a bottomless bag. Stop it.
No, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to chop a oak barrel, like a wine barrel or something, off halfway and then stick it on top of him.
All right.
Anyways,
Are we heading to Saris? Are we happy with our morning?
can we
would
finally go to Saris?
Please. Por favor.
So you guys get the carriage rolling. No horses drawn here. Just a strange carriage moving of its own volition, with Tilvius beside it. You guys crest up the hill here, and as you peek over into the basin where Saris sits, you see that large bridge. You see that large mountain in the distance with the waterfall trickling down it. There are some stark differences to the last time you were here. Where before that large mountain in the distance with the water so gracefully draining down into the massive port that is Saris that leads out into the sea, was a majestic towering peak that's been there for as long as anyone can remember. You look as the top of the mountain is slashed off, completely cut. As you look down at Saris, at the great bridge that's here that acts as a port and call for ships from everywhere, there are massive gaping wounds, large holes, craters in the middle of the city itself. Where that residential district is, you see large mile-wide divots in the ground that have carved out. You're looking at buildings being reconstructed, timber going up, people working, trying to rebuild. As you look at other parts of the city, your eyes drift towards the royal district where that palace was. And as you're looking at the palace, you see a large semicircle carved out of it, almost as if the top half of the palace was erased. As your eyes drift towards the port here, you see small fires and people putting them out at the port. Ships destroyed, timber all over the harbor. just shipwreck everywhere, and people working to clean that up.
Sounds like a shit show for sure. Where do we start, Argyle? Like, where should we go?
Do we see a giant hourglass, or is it?
So from here, you can catch a glimpse of the Adventurers Hall here. From where you're looking, it looks as if construction has already restarted on the building, and it looks like there's like a fresh layer of timber over the front that was blown apart when that entity entered. So you can't see too much of the hourglass. Like the shape is still there, but you can't tell too much of what's going on from here.
Well, Chrome owes us some money. Do you want to start there, or do you want to go to the night barracks first and see if we can get some money for? What were you calling him?
Oh, Vinny.
Vinny.
I say we get the cash first, but that's just me.
Yari looks around at how like the city is pretty devastated and that like people are like rebuilding things and goes, I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of money to go around.
I
I
mean,
don't. We'll find out,
you
and then
might
we'll
be
see what we
right.
can do to help.
Y'all just let me know what I need to do.
Is it easy to get? I mean, like, is it easy to move around in the city? I mean, we haven't been gone very long.
So from what you can tell as you're looking down, it's not going to be terribly difficult to get into the city. As you're looking, the bridge closest to you, that like entrance, is mostly intact. Some of like the bulwarks on the side are broken off, and there are bits and pieces missing, kind of like that have fallen off into the water below. But it's a functionable bridge. As you look farther into the city itself, there are parts of the road that no longer exist from those massive, just gaping holes in the city. But it's functionable to move around for the most part.
Is the city alive with people repairing it? Is the city a city still, or is this like okay?
Yeah, it's still very much like people are moving around. From your vantage point, people look mostly like ants, but you see them moving around the city and rebuilding. The exception to that is in the Royal Quarter. You see nothing there.
Like where we had escaped from?
Right.
There's just a big old hole.
Yeah, there's half a palace with a semicircle kind of caved out of it.
Like if we're
Like the top half is missing.
that's what I meant, because I knew that it was like on an outcropping, so I didn't know if it was like scooped, like the top of the building is gone, or like if half of the structure and half of what it rested on is gone.
The top half, yes.
The top half of the structure is gone.
Yeah, the like mountain that it rests on is okay. Thankfully. That like sewer system that you were through is still there.
Oh, great. Gerda, the sewer is still there.
Well, I feel like the night barrack was closer to the entrance than the guild hall was.
Definitely, guild hall's in town.
Yeah, so let's head to the knight's barracks and see about this necromancer.
Yeah, you guys head down through the street. Once you get to that bridge, you see like people moving here and fro, carrying like lumber or nails, like different materials for construction. Moving here and fro. You catch some of those like white plates being moved about, but that's very rare compared to the amount of the other supplies. Eventually,
Those
you
are
make
permanent magical things, right?
Right. I don't think anybody has gone into how they work yet. I don't think that's been.
But they power the city, right?
Partly. Magically speaking, yes. If there is hot water or like running water or something, that's typically done through plates.
Okay.
I've never asked this. What's the difference between a plate and like a magic item, right? Because we have magic items.
You don't know.
Beautiful.
As far as you're concerned, as far as Yari knows in the world, they are the same.
Got it.
One of
They're
them
just-
doesn't require that you focus on it and you do something on your person to make it work. It just functions. That's the only difference that Yari would know.
Okay. Are plates generally used more for like industrial sized purposes, or are there like little plates?
So it's dependent. There are little plates, but typically they're exorbitantly
Can we
expensive.
call them lil plates, like L
100%.
I was gonna say
Little
Yari
saucers?
clearly said Lil.
lil plate?
So I'm
Little,
glad you're
little,
here.
There's
little saucer.
100% somebody that does that. But yeah,
There are
no.
little
So
plates?
most of the time,
Little.
cities commission them, and
Okay.
most large cities have them in spades for public use or industrial use, right? The wealthy have personal ones. Your little plates.
Little plates.
You know them little plates. Come on,
Them
Come
little
on
plates.
now. We're going to write a song called Little Plates.
come on now, little plates.
But I would say
You know
even
you
like to give you an
you know you like
idea,
little plates.
small businesses don't normally use plates for their small businesses.
Got it. These are huge. These are either items of the wealthy, or powerful, or items that communities use because they're so expensive.
Right. And like the small villages that you've been in had none.
Yari's big hat is just a plate.
Damn, that's an expensive hat.
Best hat.
Best hat. But
Best
yeah,
hat.
you guys get towards the like
You can
across
plug
the
your phone in
frontier.
it to recharge it.
Yeah, it's just a phone charger.
True, it's true.
Just know it doesn't have USB-C. Just know that.
But there are other power sources as well. But eventually you guys make it across the bridge to like this gate here. The portcullis is no longer working. There's no gate that can drop in or out. You guys look up as the iron like plating or the iron like fencing here is being held up and like chains are tied to it to keep it up in place.
Whoa, this place
as-
is fun.
It's rough, dude.
It's
It's rough out here. But yeah, you
favorite
guys,
town is kind of gone.
you guys get up to the front gate here, and two of those like same watchmen wearing that like studded leather almost stop you and kind of like hold spears up as you pass to stop you from proceeding. Purpose?
Dual purpose. We're with the guild. We've come to check in to see how we may be of service here in Saris, and also we've come to talk to the knights.
You see that
how's it pronounced? Arnlot?
Anralot.
Anralot.
Unreal.
You watch the guard just kind of like grab his face. Guild medals.
Oh yeah.
Bloop.
Bloop.
Ooh, point of order. I don't have the dubious medal anymore.
No, you have a regular one now, don't
Yeah,
you?
I've got a regular one. But did we have a conversation where
Yeah,
I
you
let
talked
people...
to to us about that briefly.
I don't
The guy
remember
came and
anything
got
I
it
do.
back.
I don't remember
Welcome to
anything
the
I do.
club.
Upon seeing your medals, the guards will walk to the side. Feel free to go to the guild hall if you're looking to help. You can go to the barracks and ask, or you can head straight to the royal quarter. And he just kind of waves you forward.
All right, barracks it is.
Yeah. So you guys roll into town. Your wagon kind of moves along the ground, and it's very much the site of a like sacked city. People are rebuilding, looking for belongings, trying to get homes back in order. Some people are coming to find that their home was mostly untouched. They might need a new roof, and that's about it. Some people have nothing but rubble, and it's people rebuilding. There are parts of this that are endearing and uplifting. You see people helping one another. lending aid to those less fortunate. There's definitely that in the city. If you'd like, you can make a perception check if you want to see more. If not, we're heading towards the bear.
I'll do one of those.
Me too.
I don't do very well. That is.
I'm going to roll a different dice.
That is a total of. Oh man, that's bad. That's a total of 9.
That's rough for Yari. Holy
awful,
shit!
very bad for Yari. Yari.
What was it? What am I rolling again?
Wait, Yari is desperately looking for her favorite coffee shop, which is probably gone.
Oh,
14.
okay. Okay. Are you looking for anything specific on that 14?
No, just having a look around, just see what I can see, gather what I can gather. You know, it's quite a different looking place now that it's been chopped in half.
Yeah. So, Yari, as you are going through and you pass by the square that had that coffee shop, half of it is missing. only half of it's missing. It looks like there is the beginning of reconstruction on that coffee shop. You're watching like the initial line of where the construction is going to be. It looks like they're at like the planning stages for this.
Got it.
Ruzati, as you are looking around, not too much catches your eye. You see much like the same of like it's nice. People are helping one another. You don't see anything like too terrible going on. Like this is good. And then you get towards that area where that magic shop was. Everybody had gone to that magic shop and met the owner there who had no legs.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. Yeah. Completely gone. Like there is an empty
the
lot.
genie.
Almost as if it had completely vanished. There's no rubble. There's no destruction. It is gone.
Well, that's really sad.
I rolled a 22 for perception, sorry. And I want to look for, because we saw like 1,000 corpses. And I want to see if there's any sign of what happened to these dead bodies. Are there piles? Are there... What happened?
100%.
Well, how long have we been gone? We were gone a week.
Been like
about
days,
a week.
3 days?
Yeah,
about a week.
Almost
4 or 5
days.
days.
At this point.
Okay.
As you are on 23 looking around for this, you don't know a lot of like burial ceremonies or like last rites, especially here. As you're looking, you see towards the far district here, a place that you guys haven't been, towards like the religious section of town. In the distance, you see like a large temple, and in front of it, there's just like a statue of somebody with their hands curled together, head forward, very androgynous gender, in a large cloak, leaning forward with 2 wings wrapped around themselves. And behind that, it has like a little like square Colosseum looking appearance to a building, very like Greek inspired architecture, and you just see black smoke rising above the building.
I attack.
Attack the smoke.
I cast Fireball.
What do you think they're doing in there, bro?
Smoke black from the smokestack.
Means they're bringing back the dead.
Can I use my like intense sense of smell to maybe snarf out something that could be afoot in there?
Yeah, what are you trying to sniff for? And while you're
what's burning in there, is it just wood or human beings burning or dwarves burning or any what creature?
That was very specific.
Dwarves smell like peat moss when they burn.
There is a smell of death.
Okay, so I probably don't need to snarf anything out. We can assume everyone's dead.
The city still smells like death.
They're most
and
likely
you're a
burning
little
the corpses
far,
so that not to spread disease.
You're a little far from the temple, and that's a fair point. As you're looking around too, you're specifically looking for where the dead went. There's just billowing clouds of that black smoke rising in the distance from the temple. But as you're looking around too, you see like next to houses out front in like the gardens or in larger fields for some of the houses, small gravestones. Some of them have like fresh flowers around. So it doesn't seem
freshly disturbed dirt.
Right. But yeah, that's what you see.
Well, that makes Stilvius feel like crap.
A lot of dead people.
Not so sure we would have changed anything had we stayed.
If what you're trying to see is the level of activity versus before and now, you're looking at less than half.
Yikes.
But eventually, you guys make it through town. You have to divert around one of the holes, kind of skim the edge. And as you're looking down, it looks as if just a huge boulder has fallen and hit this area and just dug out part of the town. Like part of the city has just been reduced to a large hole in the ground. You guys skirt around this to get to the barracks, eventually come inside, and there's just a flurry of activity coming out of this building. There are guards heading off in every area. You see some of them carrying tools, some of them carrying first aid, just multiple types of tools being ferried out of this place, and manpower running to and fro.
Is there anyone at like a desk or anything that's not moving around as much?
As you come inside, there's nobody kind of like sitting and waiting for people here. Everybody's kind of at attention and working. Eventually, you guys are not. they don't see many centaurs. We'll just say that.
We're a motley crew, yes.
Yeah, they don't see many centaurs. So
we are perfect.
One of the guards comes over. It's a lady that is not wearing like the standard issue helmet. She has her hair tied up in a bun behind her. Very much like sweating. Looks like she's been working all day. Can I help you?
Yeah, sorry. I take out my guild insignia and the wanted poster. We were on our way to the guild, but we wanted to stop here first because we've killed this person. And it says reward on the bottom.
You're looking for payment, yes. There are no knights in the city currently. They've all vacated for whatever reason. Just a moment. As she reaches her hand out for the poster, or the wanted poster.
Yeah.
She'll take it and look at it in just a minute. And she runs off into one of the back rooms. There's a delay. A minute goes by, 2 minutes goes by. Eventually she comes back.
While she's gone, I'm just gonna practice my minor illusion cantrip to make a floating wanted poster that looks exactly how I remember it looking. Just I'm just practicing.
Wonderful. Eventually she comes back and she goes, and you have the body, yes?
Yes. Rusati, can you bring in the necromancer corpse?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Carry it, please.
You don't want to know my other thought.
Yeah, I figured.
What do you mean?
I leave for a minute or two and then carry it back.
This is a little bit older than the poster.
What can I say? It's a necromancer,
right? Very, very well. As there are no knights and we are bound by honor lot to pay for their... She disappears into one of the back rooms and comes back with like a small little wooden chest and puts a key in it, opens it up, grabs one of the bags inside, pulls it out, shuts the chest, and puts a small bag in front of you. Here you are. Please, if you would be so kind. We're very busy.
No problem. Do you want us to take the corpse anywhere?
No, we'll take care of it. And she kind of turns towards other people and she looks at them and goes, another towards the temple.
should we like confirm what's in the bag is actually what they owe us on the poster? Do we trust her? Should we not waste time?
I'm not gonna count it in front of her. Never
trust
count
her.
your.
I know you never count your money while you're sitting at the table. I know.
Exactly.
But
She'll turn back
she's
towards you and
lady.
anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you very much. And,
Wonderful. Have a safe day. And she kind of runs off.
Yeah,
Needs a better
I'll
attitude.
turn around and head back to the group.
I don't know. She seems like she's pretty busy.
Look in the bag. How much money did you get?
It's full of salt.
Yay.
First glance, as you can tell from like the reward, and first glance here, you've got like a decent eye for gold. It looks like about 300 gold.
Isn't that what was on our thingy?
That is what was on the wanted poster. Yes.
Okay, so we don't have to go cut her hair off.
Yeah. 50 gold each.
Oh, yay.
I'll take it.
All right, team, look at us.
Wait, what happens to Saris's share?
That depends. Do you give it to him? He's currently curled up having a discussion with Kevin in the back.
You know what? I'll keep Saris's for now. I don't want it to turn into 500 copper pieces.
That would be hardcore.
Hey, it could be 5 platinum. You don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it right now.
But yeah, you guys exit and you are just sitting in the front of the barracks here.
Check out the
People
guild
are
hall, see if
running to and fro.
that little girl destroyed it with fireball or meteor swarm, or that's what she was casting, meteors.
You are muted, Tony.
Fucking love it because I don't want to crunch in your ear, so I mute myself and then I start talking because I forget because I'm old. Anyways, what I was going to say is I really want to talk to her. She is so fascinating, and I would love to hear a little bit how she does that because that's so cool.
Compare wizard notes. I have no idea.
Yes.
How to do that.
Yeah. As a reminder, it was unlike the movement of magic was unlike anything you've seen. It is not how you perform magic.
But it was still cool.
Yeah. Very different. You guys, for brevity's sake, move your way back through the town. As you are moving through the town, you see a little bit of that other side of guards being busy and a city being sacked. As you're watching and you're moving through, you see people running through alleyways. You hear like shrieks of anger, of sadness, very much not happy noises or sights. And eventually you make it towards the guild hall here. As you do, it's very much the same. The front has been kind of like the lattice work of the wood here is back in place. It looks almost like a building. The front doors are intact, however.
Oh, wow.
At least we got a little bit of something going on here.
Freshly constructed front doors at that.
Of course, the guild's already starting to get rebuilt.
Yes. They have a lot of resources, I'd imagine. Let's head on in.
As you're looking, there are currently people up on top, sitting up there nailing. As you're looking at the top of the roof, there's someone up there in just the worst attire you can think of to be up on a roof, wearing like long flowing robes, as they're like just sitting here with their hands forward, mage handing lumber into place.
Huh. Don't see that
There you
every
go,
day.
Rasati.
Yeah, I can learn how to stack lumber.
You guys head inside the guild hall, pushing the doors open, and it is a ghost town here. There's almost no one here. You catch two of the same like attendants behind the desk, and otherwise is empty. As you're looking around, the tables are still like wrecked into the side. It's mostly been cleared apart, but the tables have been pushed against the walls. There's not much other than standing room here. As you're looking at the hourglass in the center, it is stationary and unmoving. And the more you stare at it, sand does not fall.
Is there still sand in the top portion?
There is sand in the top portion, and it is unmoving.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't work on gravity.
I don't know what to think about that.
That's crazy.
Says the two people that know how magic works around here.
I'm
You can roll a comma.
saying. I'm sure. Okay, well, I will pay for it for the rest of eternity. That was a natural one. For a 8. I broke it.
On your natural one, as you are looking at this, something comes to mind that there was a large spell that broke through the front defenses of this place. And that could do it. But otherwise, you ain't got no clue.
Yeah. That.
Was that for an Arcana? Can I
Yeah.
also roll that?
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, I don't think I did any better.
If it was better than a natural one,
You hear
12.
okay.
that's better.
On a 12, you hear Rosati say this about like the magic that broke that down, and you're like, that doesn't. I mean, maybe, but
Yeah.
that seems like it didn't affect the hourglass in and of itself. On a 12, best you can figure is like something happened to the magic that was cast here, or whatever this is connected to.
Yeah. Okay. I say that to people.
Okay. I
Connections
agree.
are
I just, connections, just you dial it up and it just I don't know what happened.
I rolled a 20 and my modifier is +1 for arcane. So
Ooh.
Natural 20?
Okay.
21
it's
there,
because they're
DM.
made of bones and not plastic.
Yeah, those are awesome.
We love that.
Dig it. On that roll, as you're looking at this, Argyle says that it makes sense if something was connected to this, and your basic understanding of this is less arcana and more that you understand that there is a connection to like Chrome turning into a dragon, and this hourglass was a connection that you put together in your head, and if it's magically related, maybe that has something to do with it.
Totally.
Oh boy.
Well, let's head to the front desk. I'm just going to put my guild medallion around my neck and wear it so I don't have to keep pulling it out.
Yeah. You walk up to the front desk, and the lady there with like deep bags under her eyes, and her hair is kind of like thrown about and just a mess. Looks at you and goes, yes, how can I help you?
We were actually here when the attack happened. We were one of the people who were evacuated. We've come back. Can you tell us where Chrome is, or?
The guildmaster has yet to return. We await his arrival back from the west.
Okay. Because he wanted us to report to him directly. We did a small mission for him. What can you tell us about what happened here after we were evacuated?
I'm sorry. After you were evacuated.
Yeah, because when we were evacuated, there was a demon attacking this building, and what is her name? The little girl with the big hat.
Not me.
No, not the other one.
It's not my big hat.
The proven.
Eleanor.
Eleanor. She
I write that down.
had initiated a meteor swarm against the demon that was attacking this place, and that's when we were teleported out. So we don't know anything that happened after that.
All of the current guild personnel were gone and evacuated at that time. But as far as I've heard and what I've been told, Eleanor forced the demon to the south towards Gallica. She then left for Alabaster.
There's no more demonic activity in the city, is there?
Yes.
There is.
The guild members that are left that are still looking for work and part of the guard have joined forces towards the royal district in trying to force what's left of the demonic army out.
Mhm.
We could probably help with that.
Yeah, I think we should.
I think we should also.
It's a gold ahead.
We
A gold
should.
for a demon.
How many heads can I fit in a 20-foot circle?
That depends on the size of the head.
Did Drusati ask that out loud?
Probably.
It depends on the size of the head.
It's like that
I just
grinding sound. Don't look at him.
I just flip a little bead of red energy between my two fingers, looking at Yari, and then I let it go out.
If work is what you're looking for, there's of course that. If you are so inclined to the sea, we've been dealing with pirates attacks along the coast and the bay since the assault.
Any particular pirate captains that you know of?
She looks away. That's as much as we've gotten. There have been many different types.
Yes, many types.
DM, is that the guy?
You don't know an Aurylus. That's not familiar to you. But like the AR at the start of the name is familiar.
Okay.
That's what I'll say.
All right.
And I will also remind you of what you saw in this guild hall the first time you came in.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I got to put that out of my head. Let's head to the palace and see if we can be of assistance and kill us some demons.
I wouldn't mind going back there.
Yeah, a gold ahead to murder some demon folk.
I am 100% down to murder demons.
I'm all about
Argyle, what do you think?
Of course.
You have my flask. We should go get some demons.
Can I have a sip of the flask?
No, it's poison.
Oh, no. I misunderstood. Risati looks all sad now.
Maybe one day.
I always have a psychedelic tea brewing you can slurp on, so.
Yeah, so
maybe not before we go into battle.
Okay.
No,
you guys exit
roll a persuasion check, Gerda.
Oh God.
What'd you get? You're muted.
8.
Damn, I was going to use my passive.
That's about
Okay,
right for Gerda.
well,
I feel like Gerda should have a -2 charisma.
probably.
Stop! I'm charming.
Hello, Shishi. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Who's that stuffed animal?
Night night. Night night.
Bye.
Adios.
You don't think I'm charming?
I am so
I don't
think I'm
distracted.
I
I
think
don't feel right.
I think Gerda is charming in her own way, and I think it takes some time.
Oh my
to
god!
get
You might as well say I'm the cool friend.
accustomed. I think
Pull
it.
his
I think
knife
it.
out of my
I think it
back.
just takes. I think
We're
it
just
takes some
gonna
time
put
to become
you-
accustomed to the rat. You know, like,
Right over here in the friend zone. Right over here.
Like
right
not,
over here.
not everybody appreciates a pet rat, but people that do, they love the rat.
Did you say a pet rat?
Yeah, it's an
I've
analogy.
never petted our
What am I,
rat.
Scabbers? How dare you?
Yeah, Emily.
Tell him, Emily. Tell him.
What have you been? Speaking of Tilvius, what have you been feeding the small mimic?
Oh shit, we do.
Jerky.
Oh shit.
Have,
Yeah.
Jerky? Okay, I dig it. So you guys exit the guild hall and head back towards the royal quarter. As you're heading up here, you see like different lines of what look like deconstructed barricades. Like people have been moving the line forward as
Cool.
it's gone. Eventually, you guys head into the royal district. The mansions that were here and the immaculate kept grounds that were here are devastated and torn to shreds. There's not a single building intact. Eventually, you arrive
Was
at like
that asshole's place?
yeah, his manor is just absolutely wrecked. You look in the distance.
Fucking deserves it.
There are maybe 3 pillars left of that mansion.
Awesome.
Eventually you guys make it back towards that like entrance to the royal palace, and here you see guards have kind of like set up a makeshift outpost. You see that same guard captain from before that helped you guys out of prison and talked to you a little bit.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, you see him directing soldiers here and there. You see him gesturing towards adventurers to go out in one direction. It seems like they're keeping the line here around the palace.
Can I get like an autograph from One Direction while they're here?
I thought the same thing. Oh my god, you and me. Look at us.
They tell
sorry,
you
go
they're
on.
not giving autographs.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Backstreet Boys was my jam.
We're back.
All right.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna head up to that guard we know.
Yeah.
I'm totally spaced on his name.
Alda Ilmar.
Ilmar. Yes, Captain Ilmar.
You're all the.
Hi.
What are you doing back here?
We're with the guild. We've come to see if we can be of service.
Certainly, we can definitely make use of a few more adventures.
That was a crazy day, huh?
I would say that was crazy. Yes, that was a very
Fitting.
very
Very
wild
fitting.
day. That was a day. Is there anything that you're looking to offer? Like what is it that you're looking to do here?
Well, can you tell us what happened to the Duke? Or the Duke? The Duke's the high guy, right?
Yeah, Duke Elmar. Yeah. The guard captain stops and there's a pause. We don't know. He hasn't been seen or heard since the event. And last we
Since
know,
that
he was
crazy announcement he made.
inside the palace.
Okay.
We've been trying to break the line to get back.
Break the line.
Breaking
So,
lines.
what are you facing?
There are many things. They've mostly been forced back into the palace now. And as you see, he kind of gestures up, and they've got mages sitting around, people holding bows just kind of at the ready through the fences in the palace here, watching the doors, the windows, and everything around the palace. Any of the hedges and trees have kind of been burned away at this point, and you're looking at pretty much a like barren field of dirt and stone in the courtyard of the palace.
Are you watching the sewers to make sure nothing gets out that way?
Yes, we've caved in all entrances.
Oh, okay. Well, the in and out is up above ground here, so you can see them. That's good.
Yes, we've slowly been whittling out their numbers. The goal is to outlast them. We don't know how many are inside.
You guys want to go find out?
I'm so down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You want to just go
Walk
in?
See,
To the sewers?
No,
No.
into the castle. I know, Gertie, you love the sewers.
As, I know you haven't been here for long. That there are things in there that a person can't deal with. We've been picking them off one at a time with many people.
well,
What if we could draw more out?
he's a centaur. I'm a frog. We're not people.
Well, technically, it's true.
If you could draw them out, that could work.
We can do what we can. We can help.
I'll dress them out. They took my coffee shop.
If anybody is like a very insightful or
Oh my god, my insight is +8.
He's like, I've been
or
ready.
if you have a good memory, feel free to roll history or insight here.
Well, I got you there.
I have a good memory for math.
Ah,
Does that count?
natural 20 on insight for a total of 28.
Not a natural 1, not a natural 20, but an 11 for an 18 total.
Okay.
I don't want to say
Oh,
mine.
that's not right. Sorry.
I got a nat 1 on insight.
22 total. That was a 14, not an 11.
Yeah, I didn't roll
Yari,
much better.
Yari, you are distracted. Everybody else is kind of paying attention to this guard captain here, and on a nat 1, what you see is deeply disturbing. You're looking past this guard captain. He's been talking about this palace and how there are things inside of it. And as you're looking, you peer at one of the top floor windows above, like one of the balconies, the same balcony that you had seen from the Duke's chamber. And just for a second, as you're looking there on a nat 1, you swear you see a black mask with a red line through it fly from one side of the window to the other and disappear.
That's crazy. That's bananas.
Bananas.
On a, what was it?
That was
18
an
from Rosati?
insight roll that I failed, though.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's a reason for it.
We're in danger.
I am stretching it a little bit, but there's a
I like
reason.
it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Rosati,
I like it.
on an 18 on history, something that you remember is this guy had a like horrible cough last you saw him. Seems good now. That's good. Tilvius on an insight of a nat 20. This person seems in better health than you've seen an individual. He is almost radiating energy. He looks to be in his like mid to late 40s and is just bursting with youthful vigor.
I'll ask him, Captain Ilmar,
Yes.
how's your cough been?
It's strange. You noticed the cough then.
Yeah, last time we saw you, you seemed like you had you were coming
Yes,
down with something.
I've been sick for the last decade or so. The healers and everyone told me that there was nothing they could do. But lately, since after the attack, I felt great.
Huh.
Hmm.
I'll let it go for now. But I look at Rusati and I like raise an eyebrow.
Clocked it.
Well, huddle up, team. Saris, you wait here. What do you think the best way to draw people out into the open so all these guys can take shots at him is?
I sit down and start flipping through my book, and I hold up my finger, and I'm like, just one moment. And I got to go look at something.
I mean, there's the old standard: open the front door, walk in. When someone starts to jump at us, run out and hope they follow us and not kill us before we get out. There's the smoke them out, but I don't know what smoke would bother a demon.
I could do that. I mean, I'm pretty fast. Like I can, be here and then be over there, pretty quick. Like
I can send my friend in.
Oh, that's true.
ooh,
I wonder what they would think of him.
could we like dress him up?
I
I don't know
I
how
don't think
tangible
it-
he is.
I've never tried.
Okay, we got to workshop that sometime.
Okay, I like that. Yari goes up front. Rusati and I cover him.
I got you.
Or her, sorry. Argyle, I'm not sure what you want to do.
I can hang in the back and get my heals ready just in case somebody gets hurt.
That's a good idea.
And I can vortex warp, so I can trade places with things. And make you trade places with things too.
We sure do like that. We're gonna have to workshop some we're gonna talk.
Some combo attacks.
Totally gonna talk. That's gonna be great. Okay, so we're sending in your friend. Is that what we're doing?
I don't see why not.
Okay, well,
I'm reading about my friend right now.
okay.
Yeah, what's the max distance on that guy?
Well, I
Can't-
think I have to see first.
I can't take you
Yeah,
with
unoccupied space. I can see within 15 feet, but I can move it up to 30 feet away from me.
Oh,
So
you
I'll have to be
You'll have-
close,
You'll have to be within like 15 feet of the door to get it to the door, and then you can walk it in.
and I can walk it in. Assuming the door is open, I don't. Well, actually, it can do an object
Yeah.
interaction, can't it? Actually, I don't think it can do an object
No, I
interaction.
don't think it can. I think it can
Or-
only attack.
In the case of my friend, it won't do an
Yes.
object interaction.
It's true.
It would refuse that.
I think it would be offended.
Okay. So I'll turn back to Captain Ilmar and say, with your permission, could we enter the grounds and see if we can draw any of these assholes out?
By all means, feel free. We won't stop adventurers from entering.
Okay. Is the front door of the palace open?
It is not. It is kind of like sitting ajar. One of the doors appears to be like too far forward, going in a direction that it shouldn't, and the other is just kind of like slightly ajar, open towards the way it should.
Hey, Rusati, maybe a mage hand could.
Yeah, whatever you need the mage hand for. What do you need? Sorry, I spaced out there
That's
for a second.
Could you help open the doors from a distance?
Yeah. Let me see what the distance is on that. I think it's 30. What is it? 60 feet? 30 feet? Scroll. There it
30
is.
feet.
30 feet. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I can help.
Yeah, you guys walk up within 30 feet of the door. You can totally cast Mage Hand and attempt to push the door. What's the weight limit on Mage Hand?
5 pounds.
6,000
Five-
pounds.
Yeah, I wish. It is not. It's 5 pounds, I'm pretty sure.
I think with 5 pounds, you'll hear like a slight
Nope,
creak.
10 pounds.
Okay, with
Okay.
10 pounds, you hear a
10 pounds.
slightly louder creak.
Louder
as you
creak.
try to move the door, and it budges just ever so slightly and appears to
Right.
like catch on the stone underneath, as if it's not set in the hinges properly anymore.
Guys, I am
dragging
not.
along the stone.
I can't quite get the door. Or Tilvius, I can't quite get the door. Something's stuck.
Can we just like hack it down with my scimitar or something?
We could totally send the rat another 30 feet in.
I'll go with her.
I'll go too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You, Rasati, Argyle, you guys hang back, cover us.
I got you.
The three of us are gonna get the door open.
If I need
Yari,
to
you send in
vortex
your
warp
friend.
somebody, who should I vortex warp first?
I don't know.
Not me.
She's up close.
Whoever looks to be in the most trouble.
Okay. You have 90 feet of leeway for that, just so you know.
You guys come up to this door. Everybody's kind of like poised and at the ready, concerned and listening.
Like a double door, right?
Oh,
Very
And
much
all the
like
stuff.
a double like portcullis shaped door. You guys come up to it and it's there. What do you want to do at these doors here? You peek inside, you see like darkness.
Gerda, you take
inside,
the
there's
left
no-
side, I'll take the right side. We'll
shit.
pull it open and Yari
Oh, if we
send in
can,
her friend.
if we can see inside, right? We can see
just
inside.
through like the crack that's in here. Yeah,
Can I shoot an acid arrow to try and melt the door down?
I don't
you
think
certainly
need
could
to
try.
spend a spell slot.
It's not a spell slot because
It
I'm
i-
a
it
circle of
is.
the swamp.
You always have it prepared, but you still have to use a spell slot to cast it.
All right, never mind. We're gonna crack them open, homies.
Got it.
Yeah. Are you looking inside real quick, Yari, before?
Yeah, I'm gonna look
Sure.
inside really quick.
Yeah. As you're kind of peering through the crack between the doors here, as one's like open towards the outside and one's open towards the inside, just a bit.
Mhm.
It's dark inside, but that's not what catches your attention immediately. It looks torn. The walls have like giant gashes in them. You're looking at like a piece of the end of a like railing for a stair that is cast to the side, and that's really all the view you get. Desolate.
Do we?
But I can see 15 feet down the hall.
Yeah.
Well, my friend is there now.
Yeah. You can definitely do that as everybody else gets poised on the door. What are you trying to do?
Well, the only thing I'm doing right now is having him there.
Okay.
I turn to Tilvius and Gerda and I say, I put him in the hallway. He's in the hallway now. So we could open the doors and back up, and we could have him back up.
That sounds like a great idea. Can you see through their eyes?
No, I've never tried that.
Can they
Maybe
sense
that's something
any
we
sort
should
of
work
demon?
on.
Sorry.
I'm sorry? What did you say, Gerda?
Can they sense any sort of demon? Do they have any sort of ability to sense a demon?
It doesn't really work that way. I know when it's attacking something. If that makes sense, but
So we should back
All right.
up.
Let's pry these doors open in case things come out. They can actually come out.
yeah.
And as we're prying them open, I'm gonna snarf my big long nose in and see if I can like maybe smell a demon?
Yeah, for sure. So are we prying open the door as we're doing this?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
we're
are.
prying open doors.
Those of you that are doing that, make me an athletics check.
Hell yeah. Strongest motherfucking wizard orc ever.
I got a -1, baby. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, what do I got for, what is this, a strength check?
Ooh.
Hey, Joff.
Oh,
look
I got a
at
+2.
D&D Beyond and tell everyone what I rolled.
Oh.
He got a 21.
I got
That
a,
is really good. I got
I
an
got a-
8.
I got a 2.
I got a
Got
10.
I got an 18 total.
Okay. So as you guys position yourselves,
Gerda and Yari are like, and they just go,
as Gerda and Yari are on one side trying to like yank the door that is already like towards the outside, you're trying to like yank it. You feel that like pressure from the hinges, and you're trying to pull a door away that it's not supposed to go. This has already been damaged so much that you feel the snap before you hear it, as the hinges snap off from the door, and you yank it off, and it just kind of falls towards the side into the courtyard here. On the other side, Rizati and Tilvius, as you're trying to like shove the door forward, it just kind of scrapes along the stone floor and like the interior here, as it like makes that like grinding sound as you open the door up into the like interior hall here. This is that same grand foyer that you guys saw the first time you were here, except the tapestries are all torn. Some are cut halfway across the ceiling. That velvet rug that was here is dirtied and torn and broken in places. The doors that are here are all like off to the side. There are large holes where the doorways were, as if something too large has gone through. This place is destroyed. As you're looking up, the steps are barely intact, to the point where you would almost be climbing rubble to go up the stairs towards like that royal quarter where the king had sat initially.
you mean the dude?
But the dude, yes,
Yeah.
thank you. But there is nothing in this room.
If
I was
I
expecting a little more pizzazz.
walk my
as
friend
active as they said it was.
15 feet in,
Yeah.
will they be in the middle of the grand foyer?
If you did.
Ish.
30 feet down. If I stand in the hallway.
Yeah, I'd say about 30 feet's probably centered in the room.
Okay. Well, I'll position myself in the hallway and I'll move my friend into the main foyer.
Yeah, for sure. You move your friend down the hallway here. It strides with a confidence that is lost on this place, as it is quiet. Eventually, as it gets towards the center of this room, you all see in the hallway, directly ahead, there's a center door that kind of leads back towards the like jail system that you guys came from. That this is where you like ran out of, right? That center hall, you see like a pair of horns just kind of stick their head out, and this like gnarled beastly face appear as it ducks back behind the door, and you hear scampering down a hallway.
They're here, Greg. They're here.
Now, worth noting, and I will say this for Yari specifically, this is on the lower floor.
Yeah, not the upper floor.
Right.
Do we want to go on the upper floor?
Yari does.
Because I could just shapeshift. I could wild shape if someone has some rope. And I can slither on up there and then just drop a rope, and we can investigate like the good spots and actually get some gold. Because we're gonna murder demons, you know.
Well, the Dermans.
The
Those darn-
Dermans?
Those darn Dermans.
Dermans.
Little Dermans.
The little
Little
Dermans.
Dermans.
They're downstairs. We got
We
downstairs.
know that.
Dermans
We know
right
that's
now.
all. That's the only place
We
they
just
are.
saw one.
We're to
down
go
just now.
around the downstairs
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Dermans,
saw
get to
some
the upstairs.
mealy, the size of a carriage house. Okay.
We just saw the horns.
I didn't realize that we didn't want to go upstairs. My mistake.
Well, we don't want to go in too deep until we know more what we're dealing with, I think.
That's what they said.
If only we had a
Yeah.
familiar that would fly down there and scope it out.
Cut back to Kevin and Saris still sitting in the wagon, having a very heated discussion about why the best topping for cupcakes. Kevin is very adamant about his point, and Saris just can't understand.
I don't understand. Kevin,
Why are
What
you
is
so
wrong
angry
with your
about
taste buds?
cupcakes?
look,
You don't.
it's gotta be the sour cream. There's gotta be the sour cream, right? Isn't that the best
What is
with
this
the
cream?
sugar?
What is this cream cheese bullshit you keep talking about?
Is it sour cream or cream cheese? I don't understand what you're saying.
No, the goddamn fruit toppings, that's no good.
What if you
Sour
don't like?
cream.
What if you're allergic to fruit, Kevin? What if you're allergic to fruit?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, one of the adventurers or the guards that pass by just give the wagon like a strange look from all of the agitated twinkling going on.
You see, that's a man who doesn't want fruit on his cupcake.
So,
Um,
what are we up to?
I can't really pursue unless I pursue.
How much do you care?
Want to see if we can draw them out? I'm pretty
You want to
fast.
play Shadow?
I'm a
Play
horse.
Shadow.
I can run real fast.
I can cast Fireball.
I mean, we're trying to kill demons, right? Like, what are we doing
Yeah.
here? If we're not
We're
going
trying to-
downstairs. What are we doing?
Well, we're trying to get them out. We don't know what's inside. But you
Yeah.
know what?
So, I mean, what attracts demons?
Could I just whistle at the demon and be like, here, pup, pup?
Can we not set a demon trap in the foyer?
Oh, we could. I could fireball his ass right there.
What did they crave?
Me, you, us.
Electrolytes.
Electrolyte.
I mean, can we not set a demon trap in the foyer and then murder them as they come?
Yes.
I mean, I can tell you right now, Yari has no idea what demons crave.
Does anyone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know,
Yari's gonna
Oh,
go
not
into the
proficient in
hallway.
anything.
How far down was the door that the horn speaked out of?
So it's on the other side of the hallway here, so it's probably another like 30 feet in that direction.
Okay.
But it's in like open foyer, so there's nothing like there's nowhere for anything to like sneak up on you on the ground here.
All right. So
We can
Yari
see
will
stuff coming.
Sick.
put the Oh, this is clever. Yari puts the shadow a little bit further back in the hallway and walks into the foyer. That way I can swap
Oh,
to
yeah.
escape.
Yeah.
I like it. Hell yeah. Okay.
Tilvius will knock an arrow and take the ready action to attack if any demon appears wherever.
Sure.
I've been doing really good at perception and all my rolls lately, so I'm gonna roll perception just to scope out this room once I get a good clear view of everything.
Yeah, 100%. You walk inside and
26.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
holy fuck. So on a 26, what I'm gonna give you is that this room looks empty now. As you're looking around, you see like plenty of claw marks and almost as if this floor has been scratched just hundreds of times. Like there's been so much foot traffic through here and it's just scratched through. Whatever was here had some talons of some kind. As you're looking around, something else that catches your eye on a 26 is you look at the ceiling. There's almost marks as if something has been moving its way across the ceiling, and you see like slime marks almost.
But there's nothing on the ceiling still?
Correct. This foyer is empty.
Is it corrupted?
And from here, you have those stairs that lead upwards. You have many doors that are all broken or have like massive chunks missing out of them on the left and the right of the room. And then that door in the center of the foyer where the horns were that disappeared.
Okay, so we have there's nothing behind us. There's no doors or anything like that.
Right,
We
you
have
kind of
we have a
got
clear
rid of that.
egress.
Yeah.
We have a clear egress, basically.
As you kind of turn behind you and look towards where you came from, you see that large entry door, and behind that you see a multitude of archers and mages with staves and bows pointed at the door.
Okay. So if we get in here and we have to split, we have a clear way out.
Yeah.
So Yari turns back and goes, "It's clear in here. There's nothing in here."
Proceeding in, Captain.
Yeah. You guys file your way into the foyer.
That's the way we saw the horns of the demon. I don't see anything up there except slime.
We continue our mission.
If any drips down, I could add some to my bottle collection. Weird slimes.
I would take some as well.
I don't think any of it's dripping. I'm gonna go towards where we saw the horns.
Yeah.
Keeping my friend behind me.
You head down towards that doorway and you kind of peek through and you see that same hallway that kind of turns towards the left. And as you're looking, there's nothing in this hallway. You scan the ceiling, you scan the side doors. Once again, instead of like doors here, it looks as if everything has been collapsed. The ceiling and the pillars and whatnot have created rubble to block these doors. There are no entrances besides the straight route from here and then the left turn. And you stare at this for a second and then another second. And then once again, you watch as horns appear from around the corner. And this like reptilian face with these large beady black eyes peeks around, stares at you for just a second, and then disappears and you hear scampering down the hallway once again.
Do I have time to let loose an arrow before it disappears?
You could try, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it half cover for this, because it is like through the door and past Yari.
Short bow attack. That would be a 23.
That will definitely hit.
I do not get sneak attack on it though. And I rolled a 1 on damage, so 5 total damage for an arrow.
So you let loose with this, and as it is sitting there and it holds Yari's gaze for just a moment, your arrow strikes it in the shoulder, and you watch it kind of like careen back, and you hear as it disappears down the hallway, and you hear that same scampering.
No, snap my finger. Ah, shoot. What do we think, Yari?
I think it's a trap.
Well,
I think we're getting pulled further and further in.
that's what we're trying to do to them. How come they don't take our bait?
I don't know.
We could just make a campfire right here, and then maybe they'll come to us.
Maybe. I feel like if we go down we're going into a bottleneck, we'll have to go one by one.
We could hang out here near the door and eventually we would attract them. And if not, we could just burn the whole place down.
I like that idea.
This palace is mostly made of stone. It would be difficult to burn. A lot of the like accoutrements, like the rugs and the tapestries and stuff that aren't destroyed, 100% could burn.
We're here to smoke them out.
Yeah.
Let's smoke the monster out.
It also,
do they even breathe?
Well, that's a solid question.
What?
I don't know if you know a lot about demon anatomy.
Yeah. I don't know if they breathe. I don't know from demons. I've never fought them before.
I could probably create some sort of acidic bomb to throw down a stairwell as well, and then we could block it off with stone. I'm just throwing that out there.
Rusati sits down on the floor.
Okay.
Look, when we were talking to the captain, I thought I saw something upstairs.
Okay, do you want to go check it out?
I do, but I also think it's really stupid.
Well, we won't know until we go look at it.
True.
Doing
Right.
nothing isn't helping the situation.
Well, from what we...
Yeah, we're trying to make some gold here, kill some demons.
I don't think I saw a demon upstairs.
Oh.
I thought I saw
was
a
it?
person upstairs.
Then we should go check it out.
Eh.
Someone want to poke
Grid is like, we can't kill a person.
someone want to poke their head out the front door and tell the guards that no one's in the foyer if they want to advance.
Not it.
Versati's heading out.
Rosati, as you head out and you tell Captain Elmar here that
They open
there's
fire
nothing in the foyer. Actually, as you head out into the yard, there is a moment where you're like, "Oh shit!" As you raise your hands here, there is some concern that you could be peppered with arrows.
Please
coming
don't.
out. Yeah, but you head out and you tell Elmar that there is nothing there and that he can proceed a little bit. He has some people move in and he stations some people at like the different doorways here, and has probably 15 to 20 people sitting in this foyer now.
Bitchin'. I return.
And, we explained we did see a demon around that corner.
I
Also saw something upstairs. We want to check that out.
Okay.
I know I mentioned wild shape before, and no one loved it about me going upstairs. But I could also wild shape into a spider, and I could maybe go on the ceiling down this stairwell and check out the demons. I mean, I don't have to, but if we're worried about it being a trap, I'm just throwing it out there.
Can you get out?
Worried
fast?
about you getting stuck down there, though.
Yeah.
They're gonna send a spider on the ceiling. Well,
What could
know.
possibly go wrong?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
I don't know. I'd die.
The plan is foolproof.
I mean, what? I'm just throwing it out there because I'm a team player.
Well, how about if we get
appreciate
attacked, you wild shape into a big mean animal and start biting?
I could do that.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I won't be a spider. Never mind.
I want to see her be
yeah.
a spider big enough to eat someone someday.
So
Oh, I can be a giant wolf spider too.
also just so that I know, because I might need it at some point, can I get everybody to message me your character's greatest fear?
Oh.
Like right now, or
Yep. It can be super personal and key to your backstory, or it could be, man, I just hate fucking centipedes.
Done.
There you are.
Oh yeah. So you guys are sitting in this foyer. There's a bunch of people around now, in all different directions, covering the different entry points here, ready to call out at a moment's notice. Most everybody else has kind of filed into the courtyard, watching either the windows or the door here.
Mm-hmm.
What does the pathway to upstairs look like?
So like I said before, it's a lot of the stairs have been decimated. It looks like rubble. You could try to climb it. You don't think it would be overly difficult. It's still in the shape of stairs after all, but there's no sure footholds here. you would be climbing rubble.
Does that mechanically mean difficult terrain, or
Difficult
does that
terrain,
mechanically mean that we would be doing dexterity saving throws in order not to fall over and hurt ourselves?
I'm
Or
going to
both?
make it difficult terrain.
Okay.
I'm ready if you're ready.
So which way are we going?
Back, Yari. Let's head up.
All right. That laugh makes you think we're doing something wrong.
No, just some of the answers I've gotten are great.
One of them
That's
is hats.
No, that's Saris. Saris isn't here, thankfully.
Yeah.
I've got
No,
that.
his is
God,
hat.
dude, it's a fucking shame because I think Saris probably has the best fears.
Oh, I guarantee it.
probably
That's not even close.
probably signing a contract that he didn't mean to is his worst fear, and he does it all the time.
Going to the Feywild.
It's true. He does do that. Okay,
Yeah.
so what are we?
Hey,
what are
Yari.
we doing, team?
Yari, when we talk to you, do we have to say nice hat?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Jim. So Yari takes point and starts clambering up the stairs.
Yeah, you make your way up. You kind of like
The
tear your way through the rubble. Your
Yari's friend has no problem. It just kind of moves
Yeah,
up.
just-
It's not even moving. It's more like this creature is like gliding up the where stairs would be, as if he's taking the steps. Right. At a point where where this thing goes to pass you, it looks down at you, and you feel disdain as you're like clambering and trying to find footholds and handholds, and they keep falling away.
I feel like at some point, like we're crawling up this stuff, and Gerda's like just a little bit ahead and like stumbles backwards, and I gotta like 7-foot orc push her up.
More
Here.
like somebody really needs to help Tilvius.
Oh God,
Yeah,
I forgot all
Tilvius
about
is
our
having a
poor horse
rough
boy.
time.
yeah, horses are bad at climbing, guys.
I'll get to the top and I'll
Poor
fashion
horse
some
boy.
kind of like arm loop or something in my rope, and I'll like throw it down, and then I'll
that's
like
very
start to help drag him up.
It takes me twice as many feet to move up vertical surfaces than it does a normal character.
Lovely.
Eventually,
I just jumped to the top.
Yeah.
love it. Beautiful.
Boink boink.
There's a point where you're jumping. You have to make a few jumps to get like up the stairs here. And there's a point where you think you're going to lose your balance as you land, but you do recover by like falling forward a little bit and catching like those handholds. Eventually, you guys all make it towards the top of these steps into where that like greeting area is before like the antechamber where the Duke had meetings with people, right? Where the like throne room in quotations would be. As you're looking forward, the chairs here are wrecked, where like the gallery is wrecked. And behind this sits like that royal bedroom. But everything in this room has been decimated, where the like ornate throne had sat, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a duke, right? It has been demolished to rubble.
We get one of them there perception checks.
I'll try it. I almost rolled deception. Who am I trying to deceive?
I really don't know, but I did pretty good. Let me see right here. Dash up.
I got
Perception?
Bente, you know.
I
21.
got I got the 16.
16.
Pretty good. It's pretty good for me.
All right. So, whatever you guys rolled, if you rolled higher than a 15, like between a 15 and a 20, I'll say, you notice that the destruction in this room, everything seems to have set. That's what you notice. The things outside look like they've happened relatively recently, within like the last few days or so. This looks like it's sat for some time, like nothing's been here. Did anybody roll higher than a 20?
I got 21.
Okay. On a 21, as you are looking here, it is dark. Unnaturally dark. It feels foreboding.
Nope, don't like that.
Can I make my string of lights go bloop, 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 bloop across the chamber?
Yeah, 100%. You string your lights across the chamber here, and as you do, the light spreads. And rather than it being like bright in this place, it almost looks like dim light, as if it's very faintly shining on this room. It doesn't reveal any new details, but it's almost like the light is being devoured in this space.
Everyone's seeing this, right?
Yeah.
We're feeling it at least.
And as I said before, there are 2 doors in this room. Each one leads to like that like little hallway that leads to like the royal chambers here. There's one on the left and one on the right of where the throne was.
I would like to open the one on the right with my mage hand.
Yeah, both are just wooden doors that still exist here. They haven't been destroyed or cut or like absolutely demolished in this place. As you do, you go to mage hand and the knob turns and it creaks open. You look down and it's just a long hallway. You don't see anything in it. It's a long stone hallway. There's no carpet, there's no scones, there's no
Scones.
There's nothing
No
here.
scones at all.
You see what looks like a doorway
We've got
at the
scones
end
at home.
that you assume leads to those like royal chambers, but it's so far down this hallway.
Do we
That
remember?
don't look like no Kansas I ever seen, Lucy.
Ooh.
That doesn't look very appeasing to my eyes down there, guys. That looks really kind of like what we were talking about a while ago. Very trappy.
I agree.
Perhaps we go to the door and put the echo inside first?
I can move him in there.
Maybe. I don't know. What do you think? Only if you want to.
Yeah, I mean,
It's your
we're
echo.
looking around. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, mechanically.
I'm not here to tit for tat, tomato, friend. Like, can you do it or not?
I can.
Okay.
I'll go to the door and I'll peer inside and I'll position my friend inside.
As you look down this hallway, Rosati, did you relate anything to Yari about this hallway, or did you just go, this is a weird fucking hallway, look at this?
I mean, I playing slightly like a weirdo tonight, but yes, I would have relayed at least some basic information about it. I don't know how in depth, but like, basics.
Yeah, so Yari, as you come to this, it has that same foreboding feeling. It's dark here, but when you look down this hallway, it's not terribly long. It's maybe 20 feet long, and there's that doorway at the other end. It is that same stone. It doesn't look like there's anything else here, but it's just a short 20-foot hallway with another door.
Are you sure this is a problem, Rosati?
I look again. Does it look different?
As you kind of like turn back towards Yara and you turn back towards the hallway, now it is that shortened distance. You're not sure if your eyes are playing tricks on you or if the stress is getting to you, but it's shorter now.
But before we I take my mage hand, because you said it's 20 feet to the end of the hallway now.
Mm-hmm.
Does my mage hand pass through anything on the way there to where I can't see it?
No, you stick the mage hand through the door and it just kind of drifts lazily through the hallway here.
So no like illusory terrain or anything like that.
Not that you can tell, no.
Not that I can tell. Looks great. Looks great. I think we're totally fine here. Because
Yeah,
what I tried to do with my mage hand didn't work. So
what do you guys want to do in this room here? You're before the royal chambers, and that's where you are.
probably what it is, death chamber.
Yadi, you said you saw somebody. Was it in this particular area or?
Was it?
It would be past this. You saw like the balcony from the royal chambers here.
I saw someone in a mask on the balcony on the second floor. So probably just past there.
Should
So
we?
maybe we should venture onwards.
I think we should press on.
I would like to check for traps.
Yeah, what type of traps are you looking for here? And how are
Pressure.
you looking for them?
Pressure plates, slits,
Tripwires.
things that just seem out of place.
Yeah, dude, roll an investigation.
Sure. Terrible. 10.
Okay. And are you looking for them like in the doorway or in the hallway?
Yes.
Okay, so both. So
How-
you take some time to kind of check this doorway. You're kind of checking the hinges here. You're lining the wood. There's nothing out of the ordinary. You take a step through the door to check the hallway. Make me a wisdom save.
Hell yeah. Here we go.
Here comes another natural 20.
Even worse. That was a 2. Or let's see, that's a 6.
As you, with your 6, as you step into the hallway to look for traps, you're kind of looking at the ground first to make sure there aren't any tripwires, and you don't see anything. As you look up, you see that incredibly long hallway as before, except there's something in it now. The door at the end of the hall is ajar. And it's worth noting for anybody else that is watching this, as Ruzati steps in, the door is coated in shadow, as if darkness has devoured the door itself. Ruzati, at the end of the hallway, as you're looking, you see the figure of a small person with a large black spear jammed through their chest, kind of crumpled at the end of the hallway. And you recognize that robe.
I take off running.
Yeah.
So what we
Oh, yeah.
see is Rusati goes into the hallway. The hallway turns black.
Yep. Almost
And
as
he's
if it has
gone.
been eaten by shadow.
Okay.
I still think we press on.
Yari draws her sword, closes her eyes, and goes into the hallway.
Okay.
Smart.
As you close your eyes and you head into that hallway, make me a wisdom save at advantage because it's you.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
the first,
I
Okay.
won't tell you the save actually.
the
'cause there
first one
are
is
other people
13,
who
and the second one is dirty 20. So I'll take the dirty 20.
A dirty 20 will save. As you head into this hallway, the first thing you see, because this hasn't been too long, is Ruzati bolting forward.
No, I know he's bolting forward.
Right. You know
Right, you
Ruzati
don't
is
see it,
bolting
yes.
forward. You feel that, right? Otherwise, this appears to just be like that same 20-foot short hallway. Ruzati is beelining for the door. And as you... Actually, your senses don't go that far.
No, but I'm chasing him, so I'm going to keep following.
Okay. What does anybody else want to do?
I'm shouting, Rusati, Rusati, get back here!
Yari would hear that.
But Risati does not.
No.
Oblivious.
Anybody else want to do anything while this is going on?
Oh, there's so many decisions.
Everyone casts Dispel Magic.
Welcome to D&D.
I didn't take the spell magic. I will
Nope.
next level.
Oh, I love magic. Just a heads up for everybody in this campaign. Counterspell and Dispel Magic probably will get good mileage.
Duly noted. Duly fucking noted.
I turn to Gerda and Arga because we're the only two out here. Into the breach.
Into the breach. Andale pues.
It's very
All right.
dark in here, right?
Yes.
It is
I
very
pro-
dark.
Should I
It is a
produce
dark
flame?
tunnel.
It's
Yeah,
it's
produce-
impossibly
produce
dark.
flame on your hand so that
I'm gonna produce flame.
Okay. You cast Produce Flame as you are like coming towards this doorway with the intention of lighting your way. The light does not carry. This is the first time anybody has seen darkness that cannot be illuminated by light. It
magical
devours
darkness.
it devours the flame's light
It's-
as it comes in contact.
Advanced darkness.
It's a magical darkness.
It's darkness plus plus.
Yeah, it doesn't like our flame.
There are certain forms of darkness in D&D that you cannot light up with simple means.
Yeah.
Can we continue?
Oh,
I
we gotta
DM,
go
where
after
am I
our
at?
Friends.
So far, Yari, what's your speed?
My speed, I think, is 30.
Okay. Rosati, what's your speed?
30. Unless I misty step, then it's 60.
Well, you tell me. You're running towards what
Well, if
you
I saw
think
what
is-
I saw, I would have misty stepped and used my full movement.
Yeah, so Yari, as
Yeah.
the rest of them are deciding what they're going to do, you watch as Rosati is in front of you and then disappears and is suddenly at that doorway and disappears inside of it.
He goes through the door.
Yep, he runs straight through the door.
But does the door open or?
Yep, it does, and you see beyond what looks like it's too far for you. You can't.
If he blips out of my
Range.
perception, I'll open my eyes.
Yeah, pure darkness. Your dark vision has no ground here. It is purely dark.
I think maybe we all hold hands and just carry forth and go through that door as fast as possible. What do we think?
All right.
We're going,
Yari-
right? We might as well just hold hands and make sure.
I'll
got
see
it.
you in the
We
next
can't
campaign,
leave them.
guys.
Yari runs back out to where everybody else is and goes, "There's something incredibly wrong with this hallway. It's only about 20 feet to a door, but I can't see the end of the door. Risati just went through the door." And
So I will tell you that because you just went back to explain the situation, that is valuable time lost. Rosati,
Okay.
As you get towards the end of the hallway, towards this corpse that is on the ground, it is who you think it is. This is your mother with a spear jammed through her chest. What do you do?
You'll hear a scream echo through the hallway as I run.
Yeah, you are at the corpse. What are you doing here? This is just a large black spear that appears to be jammed through her chest.
I would quickly fall to my knees, examining, like, is there death, life,
Make a
what's
medicine
going
check.
on?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Not great. Not great. That's going to be an 11.
On an 11, there's no pulse. There's no sign of life here. The body is pale, almost like it's been devoid and drained of blood.
I would attempt to remove the spear.
Yeah. You walk over and you place two hands on the spear and you go to pull it out. Make me another wisdom save.
That's way better. That's going to be a 22.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. On a 22, you got to yank this spear out, and as you grab it, what this situation is hits you, right? That she's dead. You pull the spear out, and you're holding the spear. You drop it to the ground, and what now?
Probably if anybody can hear me, in the deepest, guttural, disgusting orc tone that I could possibly muster, I would say, "Show yourself!" And you'll just watch as, flame and ice just start to coalesce in the same sphere in my hand.
So everybody
Do
outside,
we hear that?
yeah, everybody outside will hear "show yourself" at this point.
I think we should go help him.
All right, grab hands, close eyes. We're going in.
Rosati, what's your AC?
Everyone's holding hands. Everyone's holding hands.
I'm taking points so you guys can follow me without running.
You might as well just tell me what the damage is, because my AC is 10. Without mage armor, because I haven't cast it. So
Okay. You are going to take 16 points of piercing damage. As from behind you, your vision blurs as you're looking back to see what just impacted the side of your body. And as you look down, you see that same spear jammed into your side. And as you look around, what's around you fades. You're no longer in a hallway. There's no longer a corpse in front of you. Behind you is the visage of your mother jamming a spear into your side.
Nice.
She doesn't look lively. There are no eyes in her eye sockets. When you cast Animate Dead, you watched the flesh and drain from the bone of that Gith. What you're looking at now is that in slow motion happening to your mother as she jams a spear into your side.
I will. I'm gonna use a little bit of leeway here, and I'm gonna flip my hand around towards the spear with a cupped hand, and I'm basically I'm gonna do almost like a karate chop type motion, or I'm blowing the candle out with my hand kind of motion, and I'm gonna cast Shatter to knock her away from me. Try to knock her away from me.
Okay, 100%. I'm gonna let you do that, and then we're gonna go into initiative. But let's cut back to everybody else while that's going on.
Perfect.
So everybody else is entering this hallway, right?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody that does, please make me a wisdom saving throw. Yari, as you are entering again, please make it at advantage. No one else is rolling at advantage. You have no senses to rely on like Yari does.
Okay. 17.
Okay.
I also got a 17.
11.
Okay.
Wisdom?
Wisdom.
Yes. 22.
22. Holy shit. So everyone but Argyle enters that short 20-foot area. If you are holding onto Yari, Yari is kind of leading you forward. Whoever is holding onto Argyle, he stops for a second. Argyle, where are you in the line?
Probably towards the end.
Okay. So at the end of the line, whoever's holding onto Argyle, whoever was second last, feels that stop.
I'll be that guy.
Yeah. Argyle, at the end of the hallway, as you open your eyes, it's no longer dark here. You feel the heat of fire as you kind of look at what's going on. You see a very short hallway with an open door into that private chamber. Inside, you see what appears to be a large gilded fountain overflowing with water. This is a pure, clear water draining in. it makes sense. Of course it would be here. This is like pure royalty, right? Why wouldn't they have something like this here? That's what you see.
I would let go of Tilvius's hand and
Oh, can I prevent him from letting go?
You could try to grapple him.
You can
Yeah.
Jesus, squiggly frog. Are we?
I know.
is
It's
he
not going to
gonna
go very well,
hold
probably.
this?
What do I roll?
It's going to be your athletics versus his acrobatics or athletics.
Yes.
Argyle, what you see is not Tilvius trying to tackle you. What you see is in this short hallway, it is lined with those porcelain dolls. And they are coming towards you, slowly moving, trying to grab you.
And I just got a 13 for athletics.
I'm gonna. Can I guidance?
I think that's going to take a lot of time
Yeah.
Just ask.
because it is an action. So it would take you 6 seconds. I don't think you have the ability
Yeah,
to.
I would
do
automatically
that
succeed
and-
if you tried to guidance yourself instead of trying to get away.
I got a 22.
Yeah.
19 on the die
Fuck.
plus 3.
That's more than what I got.
What you feel, Arga? How are you evading these like relatively small dolls? Like they're not human size, they're not Tilvia size. What are you doing to evade these?
I am going to. Okay, so I'm gonna embarrass myself as a grung a little bit and kind of revert to. So as soon as I like pull out of Tilvius, I'm gonna kind of revert to my frogly nature and just go on all fours and start leaping bounds over these dolls as I'm just like absolute panic. There's the guttural croaking of a frog that sounds like it's in distress. I'm like hopping off of walls and just doing everything in my way to take advantage of the symmetry or the levels of play in this hallway using vertical horizontal planes. I'm just trying to get to that fountain and trying to especially get away from these dolls.
Yeah, you make it, Tilvius. You lose grip of Argyle as you hear those
Argyle!
guttural screams as Argyle disappears into the next room. Yari, you're likely far enough to feel this at this point as Argyle disappears through the door.
We're all going the same place. So
Yeah.
I'll continue forward.
You guys push forward into the next room. Argyle, we cut to you here grabbing towards that fountain. What do you do when you get to it?
I dive in. Just
You have never felt the sensation of liquid not being a good thing, right? Your baths, you live in water, right? You spend the majority of your time coated in some type of like watery substance. This
I
burns.
should have attacked of opportunity him.
It's as if your acid has turned against you and you feel that burning sensation all over you as you submerge yourself in what is basically acid. You are going to take
Ew.
That's bad.
that's bad.
That's real bad.
you're going to take 16 points of acid damage. Or
Dude,
actually
declare.
technically 16 points of psychic damage, I should say.
Oh,
I was gonna say, oh well, you're right.
I do declare, Mr. Argyle, you are in trouble.
You are too,
Rosati.
Mr. Rashadi.
I
I'm very much in trouble.
I'm bloodied. I have 11.
Rosati, please make me
Yeah.
a luck check.
A luck check.
Please.
Sure, what am I rolling?
Just a d20. If it is a 1 to 5, this is a bad thing.
Cool. Definitely not that. It is a 17.
Okay. As you reach down and you cast Shatter on this thing, you said a 17?
Yeah.
Okay. As you reach down and you cast Shatter on this thing, roll damage.
Sure. Let's see. That's gonna be. There's one. There's two. There's three. All right. That's 16
Ba-doop.
That's a real good roll. That's a 7-8-8-6 for 29 damage.
Holy shit. What's the saving throw?
Oh, hold on. It is Constitution saving throw.
Okay. So it's going to make that. So it's going to take half. You said 30.
29.
29.
29.
Okay. As you cast the shatter, you cast it directly behind you. Everybody else feels this place shake. The room shakes. It's as if the foundations are breaking apart here, and you feel the pressure of that shatter spell go off. As you cast this, Rosati, you hear a as if there's a large exhale. Oh. And as you do, darkness falls. There is now dark vision is able to see in this place. You are no longer surrounded by magical darkness.
What do my compatriots see?
So you and Rosati still see your visions, right? You're still locked in this thing. We are going to roll initiative at the start of next session. But as you all come into this room, what you see is a large gaping hole from where the shatter was cast. You're looking at a devastated royal bedroom. You see a large ornate bed in the corner with like the posters cut in half with the drapes lying to the side, the fancy windows in the back with the drapes torn in half, the windows broken in and of themselves, all of the fine decor that lines this room, the armoire, the desk, the mirrors everywhere, all broken and shattered. And in the center of the room, you see a body. You see a body that looks strangely like the Duke. As you're looking at it, there is a gaping hole where his heart should be, and a large black lines ink out from it, as if something had spread from there. There's nothing in that hole. As you look at the rest of the room, you see Rosati clutching his side where he had just cast the spell, and behind him, you see a large, striking shadow creature with a crown over its head and red eyes. And that's where we're going to end.
I'm in trouble.
Wow. You also see Argyle writhing just past the door, maybe 20 feet past it, where he had jumped and landed and is just writhing in pain.
It just looks like he's doing a cute little frog dance, guys.
Yeah, on the ground, just writhing.
He's doing the frog ride the wiggle.
But that's where we'll end. Next session, we'll roll initiative and we'll go from there. Yeah, let's do outros. Hi, Joff.
Do I have to start? I will.
You do.
I am. And I have. And I did. Dad. Ladies and gentlemen, I played a little bit of Yari, and then the rest of it, I was a bald man named Joff. And I am he who is the person that was the other person. Thanks for joining me in this confusing roadmap of English, here to there, and over to the next person, with Andy in between. Thanks for coming. Thanks for staying. Thanks for saying bye-bye while I said bye-bye. Jacob?
Well, you see, there, Joff, you know, if you stand on the left side and you stand on the right side, sometimes you get the himbly-bimby in between, and then you don't know which way is up and then which way is down. So you just got to go with the plan and roll on down the river and do the thing, right, Andy?
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, Amador, how you doing?
Oh, I'm in emotional turmoil, Andy. My wife left me, and you have yet to return my garden shears. Please give them back, Andy. Thank you.
I told you I needed them. Just for a little bit. Just for a little bit.
It's only been 2 years.
It's only been 2 years, okay? Hey, Emily.
Hello. Gerda signing out here. Sorry for this fan work. It's just like 90 degrees in the room that I'm in. Also, that's all I have to say.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Hey, Chris. Also, Chris,
Hey.
I'm gonna need those garden shoes back.
This is Chris Lil Plate Harris as Tilvius, and same, but different.
But
Same,
different. It's the eyes
And also,
for me.
on a personal note, I really love starting a D&D session by rolling initiative. I think that's class.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do next time. We will not be back next week. We'll be playing Weirdness. Come check that out. It's gonna be a good time.
You
Weirdness
can
is
even
dope.
say it's pretty weird.
It is pretty weird. We'll be back with that on the 15th. That's when we'll be back to this bullshit. So I hope everybody has a great week. I hope all of your endeavors are great, and good night.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's gonna happen next time? Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.